So we're here at the ABP Demo Farm today. There are currently 185 calves on the farm from across 20 sires. The hope is to go to 410 by the middle of April. Breeds include Angus, Hereford, Limousin, Aubrac, Blues, and even a few Friesians. We felt that with this year calf prices being so high, the Friesians would be a good benchmark, as they're coming in on average about €170 behind an Angus bull, for example. Average calf weight on the farm so far on arrival has been 63 kilos. The target for these calves would be 90 to 95 kilos coming off milk, usually about 6 weeks later. Upon arrival, calves are unloaded, paperwork is checked, calves will get a shot of anti-inflammatory. We feel this reduces stress on the calf. Calves are penned and left for 24 hours. Post 24 hours then, we get the calves out, we'll vaccinate them intranasally for pneumonia, we'll weigh them and we'll grade them based on their size again, with the hope of leaving these calves alone for 3 to 4 weeks. We're using a calf probiotic this year. We used it last year as well. We felt it was very good in settling in these calves on once-a-day feeding. It's also worked very well with scour incidences on farm and just settling down the gut. Calves will be double shot for clostridial diseases before going to grass, and about 3 to 4 weeks later after, they'll be IBR vaccinated. We're feeding once a day here. Calves are fed in around 7 o'clock in the morning. It's very important to be consistent when you're feeding them. With the once a day feeding, we've significantly reduced our labour input. Our starter intake has increased. Calf performance, we've seen no change in performance since switching to once a day. We're very proactive in our vaccination programme. Our hygiene, I'd like to think, is very, very good. There's no purpose-built shed on farm. We've installed Yorkshire boarding. We've put in fans and tubes to make a more consistent climate for these calves. The use of calf jackets has been very good with calves with bits of chills or small bits of scourers.
So all calves on the ABP Demo Farm are sourced direct from dairy farms, so that we know the history and the care that they've received up till now. Cluster management is hugely important. So each calf is born without immunity. So it needs to get that immunity from the cow through colostrum. So ideally 3 litres within the first 2 hours of birth. We also prefer to buy calves from cows that have been vaccinated against scour. It just helps to reduce the risk of a scour outbreak here on farm. And then we just know the genetics and the type of cow on these farms before we buy them. As you can see here behind me, the calves are very content. They have a huge bed of straw under them, clean, fresh straw. As well as that, the straw is also available in the racks. So they're eating straw from the rack rather than picking it from their bed to prevent contamination. Straw is hugely important as it acts as a scratch factor in the rumen and promotes good papillae growth and helps with rumen development. Another area then is water. So all calves need to have water readily available. Water in a young calf goes to a different stomach to milk replacer. So the milk replacer bypasses the rumen and goes to the abomasum, whereas the water goes into the rumen and is used for the breakdown of the concentrate and the straw. And that's all very important again for rumen development. And then these calves here are offered an 18% calf starter nut ad lib, which is topped up freshly to promote the intakes, again for rumen development before you wean the calf off milk. So it's important that a calf is eating at least 1 kilo of concentrates before you wean them off. So it's important to ensure that the milk replacer you're using is very good quality. So ideally you want a protein between 20 and 25% to promote growth and skeletal development. The oil content should be around 17 to 18%, and then an ash content of no more than 7.5%. The first batch of calves are almost ready to wean here. So they're 6 weeks on milk replacer here before being weaned, and they're eating plenty of ration before they're taken off milk. So that's a brief overview of the calf rearing here at the ABP Demo Farm. Next time we'll be getting the calves ready to go out to grass.